Well, I hope you're really stocking and storing, and bless your little hearts. I love you. And today I want to talk to you. I decided I wanted to go in and see what's going on at our stores because I'm hearing from family members that Walmarts are removing their coolers, that they're empty, they're turned off, and because I have family members that live in other states. I also have a family member that travels to a lot of different states. And I'm going to tell you in advance because I'm doing a voiceover on this because when I got to Walmart, I was very shocked by what I saw. And they asked me not to videotape. They told me, no, you can't do that. We're not going to approve or allow you to do that in the store. And so that became a problem for me. Now, I'm telling you in ahead because when I show you, when I get to Walmart, I don't know this is going to happen at the time when I'm filming. And I've already filmed. So I had to end up coming back and doing a voiceover and changing my original plans because I planned on showing you what I saw. And they wouldn't allow it. And I can understand why they wouldn't allow it because it was bad. I mean, we've never really had that much of a serious problem. At least I didn't think so. Now, I started off, I wanted to film the gas, which a lot of people think our gas is cheap, but we sure don't think so, the ones of us that live here. Now, this is the McDonald's that's right in front of the Walmart. Now, I filmed this because I was shocked at how far of a line this is and people complaining that they're broke and there's no money. And when we came out of the Walmart, we had to go past this. The line was all the way to the end of the building. And this was a weekday at 10 o'clock in the morning. And this was not on July 4th. So I don't know people complaining, but yet they're living in the drive-through restaurants. And because I see it a lot when I go in. Always. Even during the week. Now, what I saw at Walmart that was surprising to me is they've cut the vegetable section back. There's really hardly any what you would call like a fresh vegetable sitting there. Like broccoli or cauliflower or spinach, turnip greens, mustard greens, collards. None of that. It's all bagged. I mean, they have all these gold bags of chopped up vegetables, supposedly, super greens, and it's all in those cellophane type bags. But very little loose things that you can pick from. Avocados are $9 for 3, and they're so hard you couldn't eat them. They're vegetables, fruits. I mean, it was bad. But what really got me was when I went to the cooler section. When I went to the cooler sections, I noticed a lot of coolers were missing. I also noticed a lot of them had been really shrunk down, and there was 4 people that were there working on those cooler sections, stocking them. And they were stocking them with only Walmart's brand. They were stocking the potatoes like frozen hash browns, French fries, and it was all Walmart's brand. Vegetables the same way, broccoli, cauliflower. It was all Walmart's brand. And I asked them about it, and they said that's all they're going to carry. They've shrunk their coolers down, and they're just going to go with their brand. Now, I don't know if it's all Walmarts are going to do that, or if it's just that particular Walmart. But things are definitely changing. Something is definitely going on. Now, Target looked about the same as it always does. I only go to Target for one thing, because Walmart has got where they don't carry it, and that's mineral water. I like an occasional mineral water, maybe once a day or once every 2 days, and it's getting very hard to find. Very hard to find, because I just drink it in a can. I used to drink soda, and I quit, but I missed the fizz, the carbonation. So I started drinking mineral water, which works very well for me, and Target carries it. So that's why I went there. But Target looked the same as always. Now this is Albertsons. Albertsons is a store that you go to find what you want because no other store will carry it. In other words, if you're the kind of person that wants to eat arugula, or you want to eat broccoli sprouts, different things like that, nobody in this town really carries anything like that. And Albertsons is the go-to store to get the things that you want. You can trust the fish there, because no stores here really carry fish, but they do. And so it's expensive, and it has the food. Now, this store is a store that really caters to the Hispanic culture, and they don't care if you, film in their store or not. They don't say anything to me. They never have. And I wanted you to see, just, like the corn here is 23 cents. And I'm going to show you what you can do to preserve that. If you ran across it and it's for $1.23, you could buy 20 ears of corn and freeze it, and it will taste just as fresh as if it was just picked off the stalk. And it's just delicious. All you do to get it to fit, because you want to store it in Ziploc bags. And I had to cut the end piece off a little bit because it was too long and the corn would not fit in the bag. So I cut the little end piece off. And I'm going to stick this in a Ziploc bag. Now, I bought 4 or 5 ears of corn. I don't eat a whole lot of corn. This will probably last me until next season. But this is it. I will take it. And I'm telling you, you take this out frozen. You do not defrost it. Peel it, pull the husks off of it, and just drop it in boiling water. And it is absolutely delicious, and you don't have to do anything else to it. Now, this store, if you notice, it hardly has any name brand items in it. Like, you won't see Price's sour cream or cottage cheese or Grand's biscuits. You're not going to find any of that here. They don't have it. They don't carry it. And so you're kind of out of luck if that's what you're coming to this store for. Hot dogs, 79 cents. Me and a friend, we were laughing because they think that's a sale. We used to get hot dogs for 49 cents. A sale was 3 for $1. Now that was a sale. And that's what they would put them on every 4th of July. 3 for $1. The squash here is very inexpensive, and I'm going to show you this because I'm going to actually show you how you can make a dinner for $1.63. And you can feed either 3 people or 6 people. But you sure couldn't do it from Walmart because their squash was $1.49 a pound. That's a heck of a lot of money. Although I will admit their squash was a lot prettier than this one. But I dug through this and I was able to find 2 really pretty squash that I could use to make a meal that I'm going to show you how to do. And this squash does not look good. And that's what's happening in a lot of stores. But this squash, I'm going to cut off the tip of it. And I'm going to tell you right now, you could do this in the slow cooker and not have to boil it. But I was going to eat it fairly quickly. In other words, if you put it in the slow cooker, you have to put it in there all day. So it would be something fine if you did Saturday morning and you wanted to eat it Saturday in the afternoon after you've been in town all day and you want to have it ready, then you could put it in the slow cooker. But I was going to have dinner and I wasn't going into town, and because this raw takes a very long time to get tender. It just does. It has to be boiled or cooked or something for the squash to become tender. But I'm slicing this, and from one squash I will get 3 servings. 2 squash, which came out to 63 cents because 2 of them was a pound, and 2 squash will serve 6 people. And if you give only 1 piece, but if you want 2, then it will serve 3 people. Now I say $1.63 because it costs. I used a half a pound of cheese, and the cheese for a half pound was $1. And I put Munster cheese in the center of this. And this is an extremely inexpensive, but I'm telling you, this is a wonderful dish. Now you can put tomato sauce over the top of it. Just heat tomato sauce up, add half and half. 1 can of tomato sauce, 1 can of water, and heat it and pour it over the top. Now, if you want to cook it in a slow cooker, you do the same thing. You put once it's fried, see, I'm going to boil it. And you boil it for about 7-8 minutes, and it will become very tender. And then you can put your cheese in the center. And I'm going to dip it in egg. But if you want to skip this process and you just want to put it in the slow cooker because you got time and you can cook it all day, that's fine. Just take it sliced, stick your cheese in the center. You'll see in a minute how I do this, but I'm throwing all this in this water. Now it's been boiling and it's tender. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put cheese in the center. And I put another piece on top. It's one bottom, one top. And I'm going to put the cheese, slices of cheese, in the center of it. And then I'm going to take it and dip it in flour. Now you see how I'm doing that? And I'm putting the cheese and then the top. Just like that. Now this is cooked and I let it cool completely. Then I'm going to dip it in flour. Okay? And you're going to have to hold on to this when you put it down in the egg. And then you put it in the pan. You see how big one of those is? That's why I believe you can honestly make 6. And you see how just one of them, how big it is. But then you could take that and put it in a slow cooker if you did not boil it. Put your sauce. You can even use spaghetti sauce and pour some of it over there and let it slow cook in your slow cooker all day until you get off work or until you come back home. And it'll be nice and tender. Now I wanted to see, because I did record zucchini, yellow squash, peppers, all kinds of things. And cauliflower. The cauliflower was $1.83, and it fluctuates a lot. Walmart wants over $2 and something for a very small head of cauliflower. Very small. This one's about a medium size. Not as big as I would have liked it to be, but, hey, what can I do? Now, the lettuce has gone way up. I mean, way up. This is $1.83 for the cabbage. This is over $1. They used to have lettuce here at this store every time, 49 cents for a head of lettuce. Now it's up to $1.08. Now, this is some of the produce. Fruits. They have, oranges. I don't care for the oranges. I don't care for the apples. The grapefruits look pretty good. I don't really care much for their fruits. It's not ripe, but they're not the only store that I feel that. I don't think Walmart's is ripe either. I don't like the fruit. I don't eat fruit anymore because I don't think it's ripe. It's hard and it's not sweet. Now this here is the Spanish candies. Now the last time I was in this store, I will have to admit it's been a long time. And I don't know when this happened, but they have never had self-checkouts. Now they have a lot of self-checkouts and only 2 registers. That's it. They used to have 10 to 12 registered and no self-checkouts. And so that's something that's definitely changed even here.